Hello Aquarimaxers and fish head friends, this is Joe from Heartland, Wisconsin. I want to make this video to help out Mike from Oregon. He is fed up with his canister filter and inquiring about hang-on backs. Russ and Kelly had some great information about hang-on backs. I don't disagree with any of it. I keep African cichlids, so I thought I'd just give my 2 cents from a cichlid perspective. So yeah, I'll go over the hang-on backs I have and ones that I've used in the past and tell you what I do and don't like about them, and hopefully that'll help you out. Start with a canister filter. Actually, I've never used it, but I hopefully in the next year or two will be getting a Sun 304B. A lot of people on YouTube talk very highly about it. It has a self-priming bulb, a pump that you pump on the top of the canister filter that primes it. It has five media baskets, a built-in UV sterilizer. So that's just kind of my thoughts on that. I hope to be getting one at some point, but I've never used it. But currently I run two different kinds of hang-on backs on my tanks, and then I have a third one kind of going on a spare tank. So I will start off with the ones that I like the least, I suppose. Right now on this 75 gallon, which is empty, it's just kind of running through, cleaning out some debris that's in there. I tried to buff out some scratches with some cerium oxide and just trying to clean it out now. I had this filter around. First time I'm using this particular one. This is a Tetra Whisper EX70. If you hold on one sec, I'll check the flow on it. Okay, the flow rate is 340 gallons per hour. Now this one won't fit on your tank. It doesn't fit on my 75 gallon tank. The rim of the tank is too big for the way it hangs on. And I actually had to prop it up to get a better flow. I have a wine cork on the back, just propping it up. So it's got an okay flow. I'll probably put this on my 40 gallon once the 70 gallon's set up. I'm sure it's a fine, adequate filter, but for my purposes, don't really recommend it. But one feature I do like about it, it has these kind of clamshells that you pinch them open and then it holds the filter media in there. I just use polyfill from Walmart. It's a very fine polyester filling for filling quilts, and you can get like a stuffing kind that you stuff pillows with. I've been using it for quite a while now. It works great. I recommend it. So this filter's fine, but just not one of my tops. So I will take you upstairs now. I'll show you the ones I have on my main tank. Okay, so I'm upstairs now. Now on all of my hang-on-the-back filters, I make my own filter cartridges, kind of like what Russ was saying, how he refills his bio wheel cartridges. I just make my own. Excuse me, Sadie. My dog's laying on my stuff here. I use this mesh here. I cut it up. This is off a child gate. My kids tore the gate apart, so I cut this all up. And I cut it to fit the individual sizes that I need for the filters. And then I just cut this polyfill to the size strips I need, which, is just kind of a rough cut. Then I wrap it around a couple times, and it works really great. I just started rinsing them even. I don't rely on this for any beneficial bacteria, really. I try to get that elsewhere in the tank, but yeah, so that's how I do all my filter cartridges. So on this tank, I run a Marineland Penguin 350. It's got the 2 bio wheels. Like I said, I got my homemade cartridges in here. They fit in real nicely. Just cut them to fit. Got some other surface area kind of stuff for beneficial bacteria, old sponges from old filters and stuff. So this filter, it's very nice, has 350 gallons an hour for flow rate. It's reasonably priced. It's quiet. It seems to be pretty efficient. It does the job well. I know there's talk of whether the bio wheels are of any benefit, but I don't see them hurting anything for sure, you know. My opinion, they're probably very beneficial. They probably hold an immense amount of beneficial bacteria and surface area. So I like them. I like this filter quite a bit. It's not my top rated filter, just because of the somewhat lower flow rate. It's 350, which is pretty good still, but when you have African cichlids, you need a lot of water turnover. I believe you're supposed to have your entire water volume turned over something like 5 to 7 times an hour when you have African cichlids, because they eat a lot and they poop a lot. So, and then like Russ said, the little gray adjustment piece on there falls off the time, so I just left mine off. It blends in better, looks cleaner, and I had it wide open anyways. So my probably second favorite hang-on back that I've used was AquaClear. I don't have them right now. I had a couple old ones, and Aquarimax a while back was doing filter swaps where you took any hang-on the back filter, and working or not, and they'd give you the equivalent of their Aquarimax filters. So I changed it in all of my old filters and got all brand new ones. And so the AquaClears were great. I love the media baskets that comes with the sponge, and you can customize it, and you don't have the worry about the replacement cartridges and stuff like that. The only downside that I found with both of mine, and I have heard other people with this problem too, is they just stop running now and then. The impeller just stops. And if you have multiple, if you have several of them on your tank, one stopping, as long as you notice it pretty quickly, is not going to be too detrimental. But if that's your only source of filtration on a tank, that can be pretty devastating. But all you have to do is just kind of take the intake tube out and kind of just flick the impeller, or I would unplug it and plug it back in. I'd usually do it, and I don't know why it does it, but just once every month or two or something like that, it would just stop. So aside from that, it was a great filter, great for beneficial bacteria, I feel, and had a really nice flow. I don't know what the flow rate is on them, but pretty good from what I recall. They're a little more expensive, but you don't have to spend a fortune on the replacement cartridges. With all these filters, the filter unit itself is pretty cheap, but then their cartridges is where they get you. So that's why I make all my own. Now the Aquarimax is probably my favorite right now. Right now I have a Aquarimax 75 running and a 50. The 50 has a 250 gallon per hour rate, and the 75 has a 400 gallon per hour rate. So on these three on my tank, that's a total of 700 gallons per hour on just my 40 gallon tank here, which I know I have way too many fish in a 40 gallon. I have way too many cichlids in a 40 gallon. They don't really even belong in here. I feel it's just kind of too small. But you know, I only had a few in there for most of the time. Then a while back, a fish store went out of business, and they were selling all their fish for $2 a piece. So I got 10 fish for $2 a piece, as opposed to 10 fish for at least $15 a piece. So I figured I'd just up my filtration. I do really good maintenance on water changes and all that anyways, so I wasn't too worried about it. But for the Aquarimax, they have this real nice, this helps with aeration, water disturbance, and also a lot of surface area for bacteria. These little posts here are rigid. They are ridged. They have, I don't know, like 4 or 5 like sides to them. And again, I use my own cartridges. This is a nice like holster for the cartridge that came with it. Another a lot more beneficial bacteria surface area there. And on my big one here, this one does such a good job. This one cartridge fills up with debris faster than both cartridges on my marine land. This one will collect the majority of the waste in my tank, and this one does such a good job that this cartridge didn't really get dirty. So instead of having another cartridge in here, this is where I put my Chemi-Pure, and I have another bag of activated carbon and ammonia reducing chips in there. So that's what I have for these filters. I highly recommend the Aquarimax. I think this unit here is on sale on Amazon Prime right now for like 30 bucks, I think, or something like that, or 40, something. Super cheap. On a 150, I'm sure you're very well aware, you're gonna need probably 3 or 4 of them. I don't know exactly how long your tank is, what the brace setup is on top, but I would probably put in as many as you can fit, and maybe even like how on this section of the tank, you know, I have the brace there, and then the 2 filters, a big and a small. So with African cichlids, more filtration is always better. So I hope this wasn't too long, and I hope this helps out. So yeah, that's my input for Mike from Oregon. Alright, thanks guys, and may the fish be with you.